Good evening, everyone. Could you please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Bush. Absent. Campbell. Clay.
Here.
Latender. Levesque.
Here.
Matola.
Here.
Nieves Matias. O'Connell.
Here.
Rogers.
Here.
Tedford. Wendis.
Here.
Your Honor, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Is there anybody here for Citizens Forum?
How y'all doing? My name is Gennaro. I do live on West Main Street, 133, all right? So, I come here to speak about this digital currency that they have coming up in a few months. If anybody know what digital currency is, I don't know if y'all know what that is. But my concerns with digital currency is that digital currency is gonna happen like Cash App. That's why the guy got killed. They took over it. Don't worry about that. Anyway, now there's a program called FedNow. FedNow is just like Cash App, okay? And what's gonna happen is that when y'all get paid, it's gonna go through your bank, then through FedNow, then FedNow will send you your money. Now, say you try to order something, say you wanna order more ammunition, you wanna buy a gun off eBay, it has to go through the federal department first, which is called FedNow, before you even get that approved. And if they don't want you to have that, you will not have that. That is also sole control of your bank accounts. If you cross a street, you run a red light by mistake, they won't even notify you. They'll take the money right out of your account, okay? Now, my concerns with that is that that's a violation of privacy. That means that they can tap into your account whenever they want, at reasonable doubt, whatever. They can take whatever, they're gonna know your whole life history when this thing taps in, okay? Now, I don't see anybody really speaking about it a lot because I don't think people know so much about it. But it's very worrisome. Not only that, they got new spyware cameras. There's a new program that does face recognition. They've been doing it in China, okay? It can pinpoint position. It can pinpoint who you are just by the muscles of the features of your face. Doesn't matter if you have a mask on or not. That's why they wanted you to wear a mask anyway, so they could use the technology so it can do the algorithms of your body and your face. You know, I don't know if y'all are up to par with this, but me as an American, it's very nervousing knowing that the federal government is coming to take our rights away. That is basically taking your rights away. They're gonna control your banking. They're gonna control your funds. They're gonna know every move you make. There's not even a right or a left you could take with them anymore if we give up our rights here. If we do this, if y'all accept this, and you as senator, right, we're done for. We're done for. You know, we have to understand that this is a bigger picture. You know, and I don't want to get people involved, or I want to mention certain groups because I see them doing it. You know, I had to get courage to get out of the fear of a lot of things, okay? I done spoken to people from different variety of council members, like the Knights of Malta, or like people from the Columbus, you know, people that were in concern of this thing too, you know? What are we gonna do when this does happen? Is it gonna be like France? Like the citizens from France took over Little Rock, which you know they did, right? France is not the same no more. There's no police on the street in France. There's no military on the street. The citizens took over Little Rock again. That's one thing I love about the French. They came over here and helped us fight the opposite team. They're not scared to die for their rights. And I think that the citizens need to all stand up and realize that when y'all do go digital, it's gonna be late. It's late for everybody. It's not. Coming to explain to y'all what I see and what I read, especially the House bill, and I even see the Senate speak about it, okay? I give it to the governor from Texas and I give it to the governor from Florida. They fight every time with these, I'm not gonna say Democrat or Republican, they're just people to me, okay? I see one group trying to take our rights and I see the other group trying to keep them. That's why you see 24 states. They inverted now that you could use silver and gold now. Because that is the real currency, if I'm correct. Because banknotes is just a promise to us that we can go to the IRS, exchange that banknote for gold and silver, you know, unfortunately. But what are we gonna do as citizens when this time comes? What are y'all gonna do when people do rise up and do wanna fight back and not gonna care about military weapons or nothing? This is what makes this country great. The Second Amendment. The Second Amendment was established when the federal government goes rogue out of the jurisdiction of the original republic, because you said it yourself, pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, not democracy. Democracy is if I give her $1, everybody gets $1. Even if that person is rich, I take everything from her, she gets $1. That's what democracy is. Is that what y'all want, democracy? Because if y'all want that, I can't be by your side, okay? We need to do something about this, man, as a people, okay? It would be nice to speak to other people, because I do work at Harbor Freight. I do speak to a lot of people, you know, and you know what's crazy? Even though they know my background and everything, they say run for council member. Because I told them I would not surrender to no jurisdiction. I would not surrender to no secret society or nothing. I would die for them, which I would. I'm willing to fight for them, but for our rights, our common right, and not maritime law, Mayor. Maritime law is just to incorporate you, you know? And
You got to wrap it up.
okay, but can't forget, people, don't let these people do this to you, okay? Stand up for what's right, man. Please, don't let this happen to us. It's gonna be a problem. Thank you for letting me speak, man.
Yep.
Appreciate y'all, council members.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good night.
You too. Is there anybody else here for Citizens Forum? Terry?
Terry Rogers, 26 White Street, Rockville, Connecticut. So at the meeting of, I believe, March 23rd, I'm just curious if I know, we were told that council members cannot speak at Citizens Forum. So I was just curious as to why, or if we can or if we cannot speak during Citizens Forum. But one of the budget, the mayor had said to me when I raised my hand to speak at the, during Citizens Forum, that the Citizens Forum were for citizens, and but he would let me speak. So I said, well, maybe I won't speak, but I did anyways.
Terry, I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
So at the meeting of the 23rd, I had raised my hand to speak during Citizens Forum. And I was informed that I could not speak at Citizens Forum because it was for citizens. So I'm just unclear as to whether or not we as council members can speak at Citizens Forum or not speak at Citizens Forum, and why we are not able to speak at Citizens Forum.
We never stopped you. We just said that normally it's not accepted. And we still let town council people speak at Citizens Forum.
Yeah, so I was just curious as to why we cannot speak during Citizens.
Well, Citizens Forum is open for the people to come to speak to us as a council and the mayor.
Okay.
And you're here, you're a member of the council.
Correct, but I'm also a citizen as well. So I'm not quite sure. Because I sit here at the council, does that say that I'm not a citizen?
You're still a citizen.
Or should I sit somewhere else to be able to speak?
And that's why we've never stopped anybody.
Right. Okay, so I was just
But understand, it's for the citizens to come talk to us.
Okay.
That's what it is.
So I think Citizens Forum should kind of go both ways, because we should also be able to speak to our community members as well as citizens if there's something that we have a concern about outside of the council. We should be able to also say what we feel as a citizen in our community. And if we see something, we we have a right to be able to come and voice our opinion as a citizen. So I'm just like unclear, because I don't want to.
So you want to use citizens forum to speak to the citizens and not to council?
Well, both, because there may be an issue that I have that I feel that should be known in the community. As a business owner, there's things that I may want to know as a citizen.
Okay.
So how
Well,
should I maybe?
I will give you your opportunity to speak through citizens forum. And understand, citizens forum is not a back and forth.
Right.
So if you want to make your statement, go ahead. We've
Yeah,
never
no,
said that. But
that was my
it's an
statement,
understanding
to
that
find out,
citizens
like,
forum. Okay.
how and why we can't speak at citizens forum. So,
We've never stopped somebody from citizens forum.
correct.
Okay. Never, not once.
That was the first I heard of it, that we
Right.
couldn't, because
But
I was
citizens
just
forum-
following along
okay.
with.
I'm going to let you speak.
No, I don't,
And then
that's what I
then we'll
wanted
go.
to say about.
Again, citizens forum is not used to go back and forth.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
And it wasn't something that I was going back and forth with when I wanted to speak.
Okay.
So to be told that you allow someone to speak at citizens forum, I just want to make sure I'm following the rules correctly and that we are or not allowed to speak during citizens forum.
We've never stopped anybody. But understand, citizens forum, again, is used for for people, including us, to come and talk to the council. You know, that's pretty much what it's for. But we've never stopped anybody.
Exactly, you haven't. But like I said, I
Okay.
feel that as a citizen, I should be able to speak as a citizen during citizens forum.
Okay.
It's an electric person.
I know.
Never mind.
It's all right.
I didn't hear that.
All right, is there anybody else that wants to speak at citizens forum? No, hearing none. We're going to close citizens forum. We're going to leave the executive session till the end. We're going to go to some presentations. I'm going to start with 2 proclamations. We're going to start with the Municipal Clerks Week and then move on to the Public Service Recognition Week. Since it's on, we'll just use this one, make it easier. So as everybody knows, this is Karen. She's our town clerk. You want to introduce your coworkers?
This is Sherry Branch, this is Town Clerk, and Assistant Town Clerk Agnieszka Shaheda.
That's really why I had you do it.
My half Polish came out. Sorry.
Anybody that doesn't know, they're a very busy office down there, and they take care of quite a few things in the office. So this is a proclamation for the 53rd anniversary of the Municipal Clerks Week, April 30th to May 6th. Whereas the Office of the Municipal Clerk provides the professional link between the citizens, the local governing bodies, and agencies of government at all levels, and whereas the municipal clerks have pledged to be mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all. And whereas municipal clerks serve as the information center on functions of local government and the communities that they serve. Who did this in cursive? Just kidding, it's not cursive. And whereas municipal clerks continuously strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the Office of Municipal Clerk through participation in education programs, seminars, workshops, and the annual meetings of their state, province, oh my gosh. Thank you. County and international professional organizations. Now, therefore, I, Daniel A. Champagne, Mayor of the Town of Vernon, do recognize the week of April 30th through May 6th, 2023 as Municipal Clerks Week, and further extend appreciation on behalf of the Vernon Town Council and all Vernon citizens to our Municipal Clerk, Karen Daigle, and her staff for their vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to the community they represent. Dated this 2nd day of May, 2023.
Thank you.
Congratulations. There's a lot to write on there, and it's really small. And I thought these glasses were going to work. Thank you. Do you want to say something?
Sure.
I'm proud to serve the town as a town clerk, and our team is just exemplary. I don't have a better team. Sonia is the other assistant town clerk. She was unable to make it this evening, but we've got a great team, and the town, I think, is very lucky to have a team. We do.
I agree. It's always great to have those departments that we don't have to have a lot of oversight in. Thank you, guys. And the other is the Public Service Week, and that is, there's nobody here to accept this one tonight. So, who is? All right. Dawn is going to accept it for everybody tonight. I didn't see you so red before.
Quick, get some pictures.
So this mayor proclamation, whereas it is the intention of the mayor and the council of the town of Vernon to focus attention on noteworthy programs, occasions, causes, and outstanding works, and whereas Public Service Recognition Week has been celebrated the first week of May each year since 1985 across our country, and whereas public servants nationwide have stepped up to serve their communities every year, giving of their talents to preserve, improve, and protect their local towns and cities. And whereas we take this opportunity to celebrate and recognize their efforts and dedication to their work. And whereas it is an honor and a privilege to work alongside such talented and giving individuals every day. Now, therefore, I, Daniel A. Champagne, along with the Vernon Town Council and all the residents of the town of Vernon, declare the week of May 7th through the 13th, 2023 as Public Service Recognition Week 2023. Signed this second day of May 2023. Thank you. John, you want to say anything?
I accept this on behalf of all of our public service employees. Thank you.
You know, it's always great interacting with our municipal employees. We have such a great crew in the town of Vernon. Very dedicated, too. So I have a couple things for the mayor's report. For those that didn't know, Linda Gesse has resigned from the Vernon Town Council, and they are in the process of replacing Linda. It's been an honor to work with Linda. And anybody that didn't notice, I may have said this before, but the ARPA funds that have already gone through the contract process and have the bidding process, you can find the list of those on our website. We've been keeping track of those pretty regularly. We had grand openings at the Square Peg Pizza, Route 83, in the old Little Mark's location. They opened their doors with a grand opening on May 2nd, 2023, and they gave out 1,000 pizzas today. Square Peg Pizza owners have 8 other locations in Connecticut and are presently working to open 5 more. These are not franchises and all opened by the same team. Stop by and check them out. They even have a drive-through for advance orders. Titanium Strength on Route 83 has expanded their original quarters, doubling in size and offering special programs for high school students. They survived the 3 years of COVID and are excited to keep growing in Vernon. If you're interested in strength training and bodybuilding, this is the place to go. Congratulations to both businesses. Upcoming events, we have Ready Set School Fair on May 4th, 2023, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Henry Park for all children and families starting their kindergarten journey. Lots of activities for everyone, opportunities to connect with professionals to assist with the process of your child beginning school. The rain date would be May 5th. The Memorial Day Parade, May 29th, 2023, with ceremonies at St. Bernard's and Grove Hill Cemeteries, as well as Central Park. Stay tuned for more information. The Mother's Day Dash is May 14th, 2023, beginning at 9 a.m. Starting line is at the Henry Park at the Pavilion, and the race concludes at Henry Park as well. Still time to register for anybody here on the council that wants to run. You can walk if you want. The Mother's Day Dash raises monies for Send a Kid to Camp and the Vernon Explorers. On the table this evening, you will find a thank you note received by administration relative to the extraordinary efforts of our social workers, Yasina and Christy, on behalf of the Florence Mills residents.
As many of you noticed, or may have noticed, the Grove Street sidewalks are being removed and new concrete installed by Public Works and Layden Construction. That began today. Work will begin each day at 7 a.m. and is anticipated to be completed each day by 4 p.m. Over the night, the sidewalks will be closed during construction. Please use caution and avoid walking in the road if at all possible. It is anticipated that the work will take 3 weeks, weather permitting. And that is that. All right, let's, Rob, you want to come up and give us an update?
Was hoping we passed.
I use hope.
Well, while we're appreciating everybody, May 18th is wastewater operator day here in Connecticut. So think of your operator on May 18th when you're flushing the toilet.
All right.
We got to get that recorded. Great announcement, yes.
Yes.
You send something up to Dave so he can get something out.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah, thank you for having me tonight. Just wanted to give you an update on the upgrade. It's obviously progressing and still under budget. It would be easier for me to state what we have left to accomplish rather than the list of the numerous things that we have accomplished since my last update here. But I'll break it out per area, just to kind of a quick recap of what's happened. So in the preliminary area, we have all 3 bar screens in operation and in service. The 6 influent pumps that replace the screw pumps, those are all in service and in place. The primary treatment, the primary clarifiers have all new equipment. The primary and thickener sludge pumps are all new and in service. For tertiary treatment, 6 intermediate pumps are installed and in service. The disc filters were repaired and in service. The UV disinfection system is in service. The secondary sludge processing, which took the place of the Zimpro carbon system, is in place. That includes the tanks, pumps, and the rotary drum thickeners, so that's all in service. And then all these systems have their ancillary equipment as well to operate, and they're also tied into SCADA to make them work in unison, increasing efficiencies and the ability to receive alarms off-site. If you were paying attention, I did not mention secondary treatment, and that's where we are right now. That's the focus. We're trying to get carbon reduction finished. Right now, the aim is to get the carbon below 2% of what's in the water, and that should be achieved by the end of the month. Once we are there, we will start to add the IFAS media to the 2 aeration tanks, one at a time, to make the final conversion of the secondary treatment. Another focus that we have is to scrutinize each area and to determine what work still needs to be done, and then developing a punch list for the contractor to close it out. As far as the schedule, unfortunately, but not unexpected, the upgrade has experienced the same delays as other town projects due to COVID, material and labor shortages, long lead items, and times for specialized equipment, and also inclement weather. These delays have pushed the substantial completion of the project from September of last year to September of this year. The general contractor has continued to diligently work on the project past this milestone date and has recently submitted a change order to extend the contract's substantial completion date 373 days without any additional compensation, only the time needed to complete the project. This is a benefit for the town to not incur these additional costs, and the contractor can complete the project without the threat of liquidated damages for events that were beyond their control. That concludes my update, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
So as you guys know, we've been talking about this right along, and the COVID was our first major upset. And then last summer, all that rain basically did us in as well. So those were the two causes of this, and obviously the cost of materials and the shortage on labor. So the substantial part of the project is all going to be done in September. And then again, it's just the other stuff. So we will be online. It'll be online fully in September.
Right.
And then we've just got the punch list. Is that correct?
Right.
Okay. Any questions? Julie?
Through you, Mr. Mayor. Rob, when you said the 373 days, was that to September or from September of '23 going forward?
No, so September 2022 to September 2023.
Okay, so they expect somewhere in that area,
Correct.
which would prevent the liquidated damages.
Correct.
With the work that's been done, you said you're under budget, but has there been any excessive amount of change orders, even though you're under budget, but has there been numerous change orders?
There have been change orders, but again, it's the change orders are covered under the 5% contingency. And right now, we're 90% complete, and we've spent 3.855% of that contingency. So we're well ahead of it. And earlier on in the project, that's when you kind of run into larger issues. But since we're getting so close to the end, those things have all been sorted out. So like, we don't anticipate anything large coming in.
And have you been happy with the contractor and the work that's being performed, and any issues that you're, surprised by?
No, I mean, we've been generally happy with the contractor. Again, they've been doing this work basically since September 2022 without having any kind of time extension. And, they recognize that, they want to get the work done too. And they've been really good to deal with. And again, with Ty and Bond too, they say that, haven't really worked with a contractor that has been so cooperative.
Okay, and the performance parameters that the state imposed upon you to get this going, are those being met yet? You mentioned something about the end of this month, but whatever they required for you to make these upgrades, are those being met now?
Yes, they are. So for phosphorus, we had some bumps in the road, but this season, it started April 1st, and we've met all of our permit limits for this month. Last year, we ended up missing our annual loading of the Hockenham River, but just barely. So again, we're in a better shape this year.
Okay. And the entire project in and of itself, has there been any other environmental savings or a decrease in any kind of other hazardous things that you didn't expect, but they are now showing as being less hazardous or less?
Well, we did remove, the chlorine for disinfection. We did remove the underground storage tank for our emergency generator. So again, those were things that, protects the town for liability down the road. But I think those are the two main ones.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for updating us. Thank
And
you.
just the change orders that do come across, they go through the building committee. First, they go through Rob. Rob does a very good job at this. Then they go to the building committee down there, and then they come up to my office. And we make sure that we follow through. And just to give you an example of one of the last change order was that 123,000, the cement or something?
160.
90,000. But basically, there was a tank down there that hasn't been emptied since the last time. And when they emptied it, there was some cement that needed to be replaced. And that wasn't seen, it wasn't foreseen. And the problem was, it wasn't the cement that was underwater. It was the cement just above the water line. And so, the first price that came to us was pretty big, and Rob worked on that and was able to bring that down substantially. And, hats off to him. He's doing a wonderful job, especially since his whole team's been, going through this process for years now, where every day they show up, they've got to make their way around all the construction and stuff. So just to give you a heads up on the change orders, we're very heavy on those and make sure we're getting our money's worth too. Anybody else? Brian?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Grasses, for coming tonight. Just two questions. The delay or the extension is okay with the state, DEP?
Correct.
They have no problems with that? Good, in their understanding?
Yes.
Yep. And then, on the old process, we were buying carbon credits or some kind of credits. Are we going to be buying credits with the new process?
No, we'll actually be getting, it will actually be getting money back. So again,
Excellent.
that's the secondary process that we'll be establishing.
Oh, so we're getting money back?
Should be, yes.
And does that go to the WPCA or the town?
It goes to the WPCA.
Okay. Thank you very much for telling us that. That's interesting. Thank you.
All right, anybody else? Thank you, Rob.
All right, thank you.
All right, let's go to the consent.
Mr. Mayor, motion to move the consent agenda as written.
Second.
Second by Mary Ann. Are we pulling any of them? All those in favor? Unanimous. Okay. Let's go to new business.
Mr. Mayor, the town council hereby authorizes Mayor Daniel A. Champagne to execute the necessary documents to make application for and receive school readiness and school readiness enhancement funds in the amount of $323,745 for fiscal year 2023-2024.
Second.
Seconded by Jim. All right. Michelle, you want to give us a brief on what this is again? Pull that microphone down and,
Is that better?
yeah, pull it down a little bit so it's aiming at,
There we go.
there you go.
Okay. Thank you. So through the mayor, the purpose of the school readiness grant is to provide open access for children to high-quality preschool programs that promote the health and safety of children and prepare them for formal schooling. We have been a recipient of this grant for over 20 years, and we are right now in the middle of a 2-year grant cycle, so we have the opportunity to apply for continuation funding to receive the same amount of funding for fiscal year 23-24 as we do right now. And the amount is $323,745.
Thank you. Questions? No? All right, all those in favor? Unanimous.
Thank you.
That was a great job explaining, answered all of our questions. All right, so let's go and do the minutes.
Mr. Mayor, the town council waives the reading of the minutes of the regular town council meeting on April 4th, 2023, and that minutes of said meeting be approved.
Second.
So that, Terry, seconded by Terry. All right, any corrections, deletions on the minutes? No? All those in favor? Unanimous?
Mr. Mayor, the town council waives the reading of the minutes of the regular town council meeting on April 18th, 2023, and that minutes of said meeting be approved.
Seconded by Jim. Any corrections or deletions on those? All those in favor? Unanimous? All right, let's go back to executive. All right, before we get into executive session number 3, we are not doing tonight. So executive, we're going to pull number 3. And Brian, start with number 1.
Sure. Mr. Mayor, the town council pursuant to the authority given in Connecticut General Statutes 1-202 hereby moves to go into executive session to discuss personnel and invites Michael J. Picaro, town administrator, to attend.
Who said that over here? Ariana? Ariana said second. All those in favor? Unanimous. All right. We'll be back. Brian?
Mr. Mayor, the town council hereby awards the contract for the irrigation installation at Windermere Fields number 2 and number 3 to U.S. Pitch Care in the amount not to exceed $101,200 and funds said project with the ARPA grant.
Second.
I don't know which one. Marianne. All right, seconded by Marianne. All those in favor? Unanimous? Brian?
Mr. Mayor, the town council hereby awards the contract for landscaping services for tree plantings at Windermere Fields to BCI Inc., DBA The Butler Company, in an amount not to exceed $46,298, currently funded in the fiscal year 2023 capital improvement plan.
Second.
Seconded by John. All those in favor? Unanimous?
Mr. Mayor, the town council hereby resolves, in accordance with Chapter 12, Section 9 of the town charter, that it is in the best interest of the town to waive the traditional sealed bid requirements for the extension of the town of Vernon's fiber from its current location to the Windermere Fields site, and award said contract to Certex in the amount not to exceed $38,736. The project is currently funded in the town's fiscal year 2023 capital improvement budget.
Seconded by John. All those in favor? Unanimous?
Mr. Mayor, the town council awards the contract for professional services to Marchese Landscaping in the amount not to exceed $8,000. Said contract is currently funded in the town's fiscal year 2023 capital improvement budget.
Seconded by Mike. All those in favor? Unanimous?
Mr. Mayor, the town council hereby awards the contract for hydroseeding materials awarded to Site One Landscaping Supplies in an amount not to exceed $7,569.82. Said contract is currently funded in the town's fiscal year 2023 capital improvement budget.
Second.
Seconded by Mike. All those in favor? Eric?
Oh, she said yes.
I didn't see your hand. Unanimous.
Mr. Mayor, the town council hereby authorizes Daniel A. Champagne or his designee to negotiate and execute an agreement for professional services to address nip bottle littering in Vernon with Opportunity Works in the amount not to exceed $12,000.
Second.
Who said that? Terry? Seconded by Terry. All those in favor? Unanimous?
Mr. Mayor, the town council authorizes Daniel A. Champagne or his designee to negotiate and execute an agreement for professional services to address nip bottle littering in Vernon with Boy Scout Troop 2020 in the amount not to exceed $12,000.
Seconded by Mike. All those in favor? Unanimous?
Mr. Mayor, the town council hereby awards the professional services contract for the Fox Hill Tower Rehabilitation and Restoration Project to Gale Associates in an amount not to exceed $185,595, funded by a current ARPA fund appropriation.
Second.
Seconded by Mike. All those in favor? Unanimous?
Mr. Mayor, motion to adjourn.
Second.
Seconded by Ariana. All those in favor? Unanimous. Good night, everybody.